guys, what's up? Welcome to it or welcome to my channel. My name is Alison. If you guys are new here, don't forget to click the subscribe button down below and also click the ring bell button so you get a notification whenever I upload a new video on my channel. So for today's video, I'll be showing you guys the 5 trusty foundation and primer I will use during the summertime. I know this year in summer is kind of weird because we can't be outdoor as often as we used to. But I still want to show you guys my trusty foundation that I will wear during the summertime when you need to go outside the door. Okay guys, I know it has been a while since I talk about beauty related foundation review on my channel, but I just want to keep you guys posted. I still love my foundation and concealer, like my base makeup item, but I just didn't try the new product because honestly there's not much out there since we're in this situation. So today I just want to show you guys my trusty oldie goodie foundation that I've been loving. And since I do a lot of foundation reviews, so this is like the foundation that I trust, and I eliminate down to this 5 best foundation that I would wear during the summertime. So starting with the base, I believe primer is very important. And because primer is something that you put underneath your foundation, if you have a good skin to filter your pore or filter your a good base layer. So with that being said, primer is very important. I really believe in primer because primer is something that you put underneath your foundation. If you don't have a good skin, you can use primer to help fill out your pore, or you just need a good grip of primer to hold on to your makeup. So I have 2 primer that I've been loving, and I trust this primer during the summertime, especially if you guys have oily skin. So again, my skin type is very oily, so I need something that it really holds onto my makeup, even though within 3 hours I would just get very oily. So my first trusty primer, this is a Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. And I know a lot of people say this primer it causes you acne, but I personally use this much of the primer. This is sample size by the way, but I use a lot of this primer and I don't have any issue with any bumps or any weird texture comes out to my skin. So this is a really good grip primer. The reason is because it's like a gel finish. So with oily skin, you like something that is very lightweight. It's not too thick like a mousse texture. So I feel like this is really good for oily skin because first of all, it's gel, it's easy to blend, and the way that I use it is put it on my fingers and then tap it with both of my fingers and then tap it onto the skin. You don't want to rub this primer into your face because it would just create those rubbery texture. So I like to use this by pressing it into the skin to sink into the skin so that my foundation will get a really good grip on this primer. And the reason I've been loving this primer is because it does have a little stickiness finish. When I review this item or even this item, I believe I do them side by side, so you guys can check out my review on link up here. I did do a side by side on them because they are very similar on the items, so you don't need both of them, you can only purchase one or either. So these are the 2 primer that I've been loving. The next primer, this is also a Cover FX gripping primer, so they have the same name but it's just in different brand. And the only thing that I would say there's a difference in it is the Cover FX is a lot more in a thicker texture, but they both did very well on holding my foundation on top because with the gripping primer it does have little tackiness finish, and with that tackiness it's really good to hold on to your foundation on top. So these are my 2 favorite primer that I recommend if you guys have oily skin and you guys want your foundation to stay onto the skin for 24 hours. I would say it's pretty good with the primer. So those are the 2 favorite primer that I would use during the summertime. And now moving on to my favorite foundation. And if you guys have watched me for a while about my foundation review, you guys are not new to this. So this is the Benefit Hello Happy Soft Blur Foundation. So this is in the shade number 3, and it actually is slightly tanner than what I am right now because I used to get very tan during the summertime. I do get tan easily, but also I do go to very pale skin easily. So shade number 3 is actually doesn't match my shade right now, but I just want to show you guys the formula of it. But I believe they already repackaged this foundation bottle. They have the tube bottle on the foundation now, but this is the old version. I still have it. I'm trying to finish this up because I have been having this for so long and I do use it quite often, so I would say it really worth the price. It does come in 1.0 fluid ounce, but I just little goes a long way. So the reason I've been loving about this because it's a very light medium coverage, and this has an SPF of 15 The way that I use it is I like to use a dense brush and then apply it on my skin and then use a brush to blend it out. It will just give you that very nice, soft, focused finish. It's like something that I would like to use for everyday makeup look because it feels lightweight. It feels like I have nothing on top of the skin. And with that lightweight, it just feels like I can breathe through this foundation during the summertime. So this will be a very good foundation to use during the summertime for everyday makeup look because it feels very lightweight. It does give you the coverage, it gives you that soft blur finish. I wouldn't say it covers up all the blemishes because it's more of a lightweight finish, but it's not like a BB cream. You guys know I barely use BB cream because I need that coverage to cover up my blemishes. So this is just give me the right amount of coverage, feels lightweight, and also it lasts for about 8 hours. With the foundation, if it lasts for 8 hours during the summertime, I would just like constantly purchase it because I do have oily skin and I need my foundation to stay on top. Even though with this foundation, after 8 hours, I would just blot my face with a paper towel, but it doesn't look like the foundation take it off easily. Of course, there's some foundation that is stick onto the paper towel, but it's not as visible that you can see your foundation was off in one side of the face. So it kind of just blend into your skin very nicely. Even though you blot your face, it take off easily, but you don't see any patches, like weird patches, because it's a very lightweight and natural finish of the foundation. Okay, now moving on to the next foundation. This is the Stay Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation up to 24 hours wear. So this is probably the newest foundation amount of all foundations that I'm going to talk about. The reason I've been loving this because you guys can check out my video on the foundation test. Then you guys will know why I've been loving this for during the summertime because again, I do have very oily skin, and with oily skin, it's very easy to take off your makeup and foundation easily. Like little scratch on your fingers or little like fingerprint on your face. It's just really easy to take off your foundation because with the oil on top of the face. But with this foundation, it doesn't take off easily. If you go in with like a t-shirt, like a white t-shirt, or if you guys go in with like a towel, like paper towel, you won't see any foundation stick onto the paper towel. That is how amazing of this foundation. So if you guys have oily skin, I highly recommend this product because you know when you like take off your white shirt, especially during the summertime, you like to wear white t-shirt, then you don't have to be scared of your foundation stick onto your white t-shirt when you try to take off like at the end of the day. Okay, moving on to the next foundation. I talk about this in a lot of my favorite video, and also I have a foundation review on this specific foundation. You guys can check the link up here again. So this foundation, I talk about it so many times. This is the Shiseido Synchro Skin Self Refreshing Foundation Oil Free. It has an SPF of 30. I was pretty amazed on Shiseido do a more medium coverage foundation because with Shiseido it's like more like Japanese Asian brand. They usually towards to be light coverage and like more natural finish. But with this foundation, it actually comes in like a matte finish with medium coverage. And if you guys watch my favorites video, you guys know I mentioned about this probably in the time around in December last year. When I have my annual dinner, this is like the one that I would use with if I go like out with the girls' night out. This is the one that I would use on my face because it lasts for so long. Again, this is more like a medium coverage, so you definitely feel a foundation on your skin, but it's not as like full coverage, that kind of finish, like texture. But this is like my trusty foundation. If I go out and about, I need a good foundation and coverage, this would be the one. And the packaging is very nice. It's like a frosty glass finish, and also it comes with this lock, so you can actually travel with it and don't have to worry about spilling. So I really love just the packaging of it, and also this is like my, again, trusty foundation, like event approved foundation. I would say this is something that might be similar to my Estee Lauder Double Wear. If you guys like an OG follower on my channel, you guys know this is my first foundation, my holy grail. This is my like trusty foundation. I went with this foundation when I go to like an Ipsy friend. If you guys like Estee Lauder, you might also love the Shiseido foundation. Okay, now moving on to my next favorite foundation. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. It wears up to 24 hours, and I'm in the shade 105 Natural Beige, and I believe this might be a little too tan for me right now, but this is what I usually go to in my summer shade. So this is a long-lasting semi-matte finish of a foundation, lasts for 24 hours. It has a medium coverage and air-light texture. So I would say this is more of a medium to full coverage foundation to me now, and this is more like a matte finish of a foundation. This used to be my trusty foundation when it comes out like 3 years ago. When I start my YouTube channel, this is like also my trusty foundation drugstore. I feel like with a lot of OG foundation, it's like my trusty foundation. So with Estee Lauder Double Wear, this is like my high-end trusty foundation, and my L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte is like my drugstore trusty foundation. So if you guys on a budget, you guys can go with this. If you guys have a budget to spend, then you guys can go with the Estee Lauder one. But this one again, it still has been my favorite foundation, my trusty one to go with in the summertime because it holds up very nicely, and also they are very travel friendly. And I believe this is the one that I put on during my Mexico trip, and you guys know Mexico during the summertime is very hot. So this is like the one that I bring it with me. It holds up for the whole day, and also it does give me that coverage. So this is like, again, my trusty drugstore foundation that I will use during the summertime. It's towards to the matte finish, so I highly recommend this if you guys have oily skin. Okay, last but not least, you guys might guess my favorite drugstore foundation. So this is a L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear Foundation with Sunscreen 25. So this is also like the same line, but this is like a Fresh Wear. This is the Pro Matte. So this, I would say it has some more towards a matte finish of a foundation, and with this one it's more lightweight, but it still gives you that medium coverage. So this has been my this year or last year favorite item. I'm still loving it this year. This is like truly the one that I've been using it non-stop. Until this year, I'm still using it. Like now that I go out in the summertime, I still put on this. So again, this has become my favorite drugstore foundation. It kind of just replaced a lot of my high-end foundation because it's just really amazing. And when you guys know I love a foundation, and I purchased two, which means it's like Alison approved. I love this foundation. So I got two different shades because I do get a little pale during this winter time. So this is in the shade 420 in my winter shade, and this is in the shade 430 in my summer shade. And right now I am actually mixing it with my Dior Forever foundation in the shade 20 because this is a lot tanner than what I should be right now. And with this two mix, it just get me the perfect color, and I'm actually mixing these two right now today, you guys can see. So recently this has been my to-go mixture in the summertime because this shade doesn't match me. So going back to this formula, this is more of a lightweight finish, but it still gives me that medium coverage, and it's easy to blend. It's more of a liquid finish. I would say this one is more like a semi-moussey matte texture. Like it's not as liquid compared to the Fresh Wear from L'Oreal. So it really depends of your preference. If you guys like a more of a heavy makeup look, then you guys can go with the Pro Matte foundation. But if you guys still like a more lightweight finish but you still want the coverage, you guys can go with the Fresh Wear. But I would say the Pro Matte will stay a little longer than the Fresh Wear, but I equally again love them. I love the L'Oreal Infallible line, and I really love their coverage and how long it stays put on my oily skin. So that is it. That is all my 5 favorite best summer foundation that I use. And I know there's a lot of like an OG item, but usually like oldie is a goodie, and also a lot of like new drugstore. So there is some high-end, and also there is like a mid-range, and also there is like a drugstore foundation. So you can really depends on your budget to spend your money on your trusty foundation to try out with and see if it works on your oily skin type during the summertime. So again, all this foundation is my trusty foundation. So I hope you guys enjoy watching this video, and also if you guys have your trusty foundation that you want me to try out, leave a comment down below. And also don't forget to give me a big thumbs up here and subscribe down below and click that bell button to get a notification, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye!
Yeah. I was finna write a song, but I've been hella stressed. But I looked in your eyes and noticed I'm hella blessed. Staring at you on this airplane.